Hey, what's up, y'all? Sorry, it's been a while since I've made anything or posted anything. Things have been kind of hectic, just in life, in general, in politics, and so stuff's been kind of hot to deal with. So I have felt that it's not the best time to post stuff. However, there is something that's happening that I wanted to give my opinion on. That's what's happening in Minneapolis. Um, So, if you don't know what's going on in Minneapolis, there's a lot of rioting going on. Um, Rioting and protesting against Trump taking action in regards to immigration stuff, and people are not liking it. So, I thought I'd just give a quick little video of just kind of my thoughts on it. So, first of all, if you watched my stuff before, or if you don't know who I am, I'm an independent conservative, so I try to stay relatively neutral. I'm not left or right. And I'm absolutely opposed to the whole left versus right BS and kissing ass and, the whole other bullcrap that you see today, where people just, they'll pick a side, they'll stick with it whether they're right or wrong. That's not my goal. My goal is to understand and tell the truth. So the situation is, like always, it is a problem on both sides, fueling the fires of just the absolute ludicrousness that is the conflict that's happening. You have a lot of people on the right trying to argue that what we're doing is justified and legal. Yes, it is. However, I can't help but feel that they are possibly taking it a little bit too harsh, and maybe they're focusing too much on immigration-related stuff, which I'm not against that. I think that, yes, we need to deal with the fact that, there's a lot of people in this country who shouldn't. And then you have people on the left trying to argue that it's too excessive and it's going to drive people away. And they go on talking about how there's people who have been wrongfully deported and people who have ended up killed because of ICE. Some of that is understandable, but some of it is also not, because it's over-exaggerated, because, well, that's how politics and media works. They take what they want, they overinflate it, and they make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it actually is. Here's my understanding of what's going on. You have people on the right and left. Same problem as usual. They're pointing fingers and they're screaming at each other. The other problem in regards to this is just, personally, the problem is you have states that are choosing to be non-compliant with ICE. And they're choosing to try to sign executive orders and laws that basically try to make it to where if ICE does their job, they get arrested, which you can't do. Unless, of course, they are actually violating their oath, and two, they're violating what rights they have as law enforcement to do their job, if they're maybe pushing a bit too far past their boundaries. And so you have a lot of people you have the right ones to enact on the Insurrection Act, and these people who are trying to get ICE arrested, trying to interfere with that. You have a lot of people trying to claim that, Trump's abusing his power. It's nothing but a back and forth, and it gets us nowhere. So let me put it this way. I agree with Trump in regards to dealing with immigration problems that we've had. The biggest concern, and this is where I think a lot of people think he's too hyper-focused, is I think he's focusing too much on Minnesota, being that apparently there's a lot of fraud there, and he's deciding, you know what, we're going to take all their stuff and we're going to, concentrate it there. Great, but what about the rest of the nation? But then you have a lot of people on the left who I think are overreacting in regards to this, and they're being overly combative simply because they can. Simply because they want some sort of excuse to fight. Here's the thing. I have nothing against people enacting on their constitutional rights. But what we're seeing in Missouri, not okay. If you want to peacefully protest that you think that Trump's abusing his power, or you think that ICE should not have the authority they do, that's fine. You have every right to peaceful protest. But what's not acceptable is attacking federal agents, harassing people, assaulting them, doxing them, you name it. There's been issues of people being assaulted, attacked, attempted murder. Some have, in the past, have been murdered for simply voicing their opinions or simply for being a part of some sort of law enforcement doing their damn job. People have had bodily fluid thrown at them. They've been doxed. Their friends and family have been threatened, attacked, and doxed. It's ridiculous. So, peaceful protest, I have nothing against. But harassment, attacking people, that's not peaceful protest. That is rioting. And as such, if you riot, you go to jail. No questions asked. And a person that I really like to watch when it comes to this stuff is JD Delay 5150. He's a former convict. Well, he's a convict. Former convict, I guess you could say, though former is relative. He's a felon. He did a lot of crime, did a lot of stupid stuff, and he paid for his actions. And now he's a life coach. He's turned his life completely around. He's a bit more on the more conservative side of things, which is why I like him. And if you want more conservative content, or content that tries to be as unbiased as possible, I suggest you go watch him. The other reason why I like him is because in a comment that he made was, during his time as a criminal, he did not dare attack police, because attacking police is a felony. He was stupid enough to get caught, to do the crime and get caught. He's not that stupid to where he decided that it's a good idea to assault police. There's nothing that justifies assaulting police, unfortunately. Even if the officer you believe is in the wrong. I say this with a lot of things in regards to people who voice concerns in regards to abuse of authority, or if you think law enforcement have pushed it too far. If you want to, peacefully protest, record, whatever. But do not interfere with law enforcement. Don't try to fight them. And if for some reason you ever feel like you have a problem with a law enforcement officer, if you feel like you're being wrongfully detained or whatever, just comply. And if you feel like your rights have been violated or you feel like something's wrong, sue them later. That's been my... I don't remember who I remember hearing that from. Some legal channel, I don't remember which one. But I think that's relative for anything law enforcement related. So yeah, I have nothing against people protesting, but let's be real. What's happening in Minneapolis is not okay. If you don't like ICE, fine, but you gotta understand that they're doing their job. No one likes feds. I understand that. No one likes feds. Someone like me who's pro 2A. I don't like the ATF. I frankly think they're the most useless federal agents ever. I think the FBI is been known to be abused for political targeting of specific people. There's going to be scumbags within politics. There's going to be problems within federal agencies that are going to end up with more scumbags. But the thing is about ICE, they're doing their job. Whether you like it or not, they're doing their job. In the previous administration, under the Biden administration, they were not allowed to do their job, and as a result, the immigration problem has gotten to where it is. So, people voted to let these people in, and now, when ICE wants to do their job, it's not okay because apparently it's racist for them to do their job, which makes no sense. Anyway, I hope the streets can calm down. People in Minneapolis, you can calm the hell down as well. Because if you really care about enacting constitutional rights, you'll protest peacefully, you'll stop being idiots, you'll stop assaulting people and officers and trying to dox people and officers. Though, granted, knowing the way people are, they're probably not going to do anything. Heaven forbid. They see this video and they're going to end up calling me a racist and a Nazi simply because I voiced an opinion against theirs. But, whatever. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Whatever helps you sleep better at night, I guess. It's not going to hurt me. I'm going to sleep just fine. Anyway. Sorry, this video was just kind of quick and off the whim, but just thought I'd record it, post it, different from a lot of my other content, but, such is life. I'm dealing with life, that is. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.